Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Northern Virginia Community College. My name is Bob Templin, and I'm the president of Northern Virginia Community College, or NOVA as we like to call ourselves. We're the second largest community college in the country and the largest institution of higher education in the Washington metropolitan region. It's my distinct honor to formally welcome and acknowledge our visiting congressional leaders. Let me begin by welcoming fellow Virginian House Majority Leader Eric Cantor. Joining the Majority Leader is Minnesota Congressman John Klein, the chairman of the House Education and Workforce Committee. With chairman is North Carolina Congresswoman Virginia Foxx, the chairwoman of the Education Committee's Higher Education and Workforce Training Subcommittee. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to welcome Indiana Congresswoman Susan Brooks, a new member of Congress and new to the Education and Workforce Committee. It's with great personal satisfaction that I note that both Congresswoman Brooks and Congresswoman Foxx are no strangers to the frontline world of community college education. Dr. Foxx led North Carolina's Malin Community College as president, and Ms. Brooks served as senior vice president and general counsel for Indiana's Ivy Tech Community College. So they know firsthand the issues that community colleges face and the importance of workforce development to the economy of our country. This impressive group of national leaders is gathered at NOVA today to respond to a challenge that may not yet be self-evident. Both our region and the nation are on the cusp of a serious trained workforce shortage. The most highly educated generation of Americans is getting ready to retire and transition from the workforce, and likely to be replaced for the first time ever by a new generation less well educated. Consequently, we're going to see that as the economy's requirement for higher skills continues to expand, those that are going to replace those workers leaving typically do not have the skills that are necessary to allow America to compete. In this region, by the year 2020, we expect that there will be 600,000 job vacancies in Northern Virginia alone. Most of these will require some post-secondary education, and almost one half of them will be in scientific and technical fields. So recognizing this shortfall, our national leaders and community colleges must collaborate together on growing our own skilled workers, particularly in the fields of science, engineering, technology, and math, if we wish to preserve America's long-term position as an economic powerhouse. A coalition of state and individual community college systems from across the country, known as Rebuilding America's Middle Class, strongly believes that an integral part of solving this workforce challenge must include the streamlining and improvement of the federal workforce training legislation. The coalition, which includes Virginia's community college system, particularly recognizes the need for more resources on proven training programs like those at America's community colleges. At NOVA, we've placed a priority on helping employers and our public partners grow a tech-savvy frontline workforce. We do this through low-cost and high-return education options across a number of industry sectors. Currently, 8,000 of NOVA's 78,000 students are enrolled in a program called the Pathway Program, which guides first-generation college-goers through education and training programs into new careers, into new high-paying careers. And their ongoing success is proof positive that community colleges must play a vital part in any plan for the resurgence of America's middle class. As an honored Marine veteran, Chairman Klein should be also pleased to know that one of NOVA's newest education and workforce initiatives involves linking young Marines from Quantico with technology jobs being generated by Virginia companies. Each year, a proud part of NOVA's duty is to meet the education and training needs of about 5,000 active duty, reserve, and retired service members. In closing, I look forward to sharing more with you about what NOVA is doing to address the region's needs and learning from our congressional leaders about what it is that they see being vital to meeting the country's education and workforce needs. Congressman Cantor and other esteemed members of the House of Representatives, thank you for choosing NOVA to showcase your important initiatives. Mr. Levin? You're welcome. Thank you.
Good morning. Good to see many of you. Haven't seen in quite a while, and delighted to be here at Northern Virginia Community College. I want to thank President Templin and his team for allowing us to be here, for taking us on a tour of the workshop today to demonstrate the good work that Northern Virginia Community College is doing to ready the workforce for the job availability that is out there. You can see we're here with some leaders in Congress on the question of education and workforce. Chairman Klein and his committee have been focused on the question of how we marry up the workforce with the available jobs that are out there. And as the President just indicated, by 2020, his numbers indicate 600,000 job openings in Northern Virginia alone, indicating there is a need for training and the skills so we can put people back to work. And Virginia Foxx, Congresswoman from North Carolina, has championed this bill called the SKILLSAct. And this is a bill that tries to do something to take the federal workforce development system from the chart on your right to the chart on your left. And you can see that the maze of a chart there on the right is very confusing, and we're trying to streamline things and to make it so that people who are out of work, desirous of changing a career, wanting to access some of these jobs that need technical training with them, can do so. And that's plain and simple the goal. And they'll talk a little bit more about the specifics of the bill. But this is a good government bill. It's been recommended by the GAO, the General Accounting Office, to try and unravel the complicated mass that you see on your right, to get rid of a lot of the overlapping programs that exist in the federal system. So again, I'm delighted to be here. I want to thank Northern Virginia Community College for the great work it does in this region. And now I want to call up the chairman of the House Education and Workforce Committee, John Klein from Minnesota.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Thank you, Mr. President, for inviting us. Thank you for the tour. I was reminded as we were walking around and looking at these cars, the hybrids and others, and the hoods were up, how many years it's been since I even remotely thought about lifting the hood on a car. It is a different world from when I was a teenager and we actually used to work on our own cars. The point of that is you need skills in order to work in the automotive field today. And we have people out of work, people coming up through high schools who are looking for work and they need skills. If you're out of work and you're looking for the skills that you need to get a job and you enter that system, you get lost. And it's no wonder that under that system, the current system, only 14% of the people who enter it actually get the training, the education, the skills they need to go to work. So we listened to the President of the United States when he said we need to clear this maze of the federal workforce job training system and make it simpler. We believe that's what this has done. Our bill empowers this man and this school to more efficiently, effectively, rapidly take people who need the skills and training and get them those skills so that they can go to work and fill some of the 3.6 million vacancies that are out there in America today. So again, I want to thank the folks at NOVA, and I like the ring of that too. That sounds really nice. I want to thank you for helping the Marines. We Marines always need extra help, so that's very, very, very reassuring to hear. And for everything that you're doing, we just hope and we believe that what we're doing is making it easier for you to help these people get work. And I thank you very much. And now I'd like to turn the microphone over to the author of the bill, Virginia Foxx.
Thank you. Well, as a former community college president, I'm always happy to be on a community college campus. I do think community colleges are one of the major keys to answering the need for skills development in this country. And the fact that we have 12 million people unemployed in this country, and yet we have 3.6 million jobs that cannot be filled because people don't have the skills to take them, is a sad commentary about what has been happening in the past with this maze of programs. Now, I worked in a community college. I left actually a 4-year university to go to community colleges because I believe they're where the action, where I believe then that's where the action was, and I believe now it's where the action is. And so the community colleges have a tremendous opportunity to help us with this SKILLSAct, and also with the individuals who need the skills. Giving the control at the local level is also extraordinarily important. The suits in Washington don't have all the answers to what are the needs at the local level. And what the SKILLSAct does is give a great deal more autonomy at the local level. It encourages local employers to be on these workforce development boards so that the local employers can talk to the workforce, can make sure that the funding is going into the programs. From what I've heard from Dr. Templin, and I want to thank him also and the people at Northern Virginia Community College for having us here today, what I've heard from them, they're a little ahead of the game in doing what they're doing. They can be a great role model for other campuses and for other programs across the state, across the country. The status quo is not an option for us any longer. As Leader Cantor pointed out, that maze of programs that exist has been recognized by people on both sides of the aisle. The president recognized it. He even mentioned it in his State of the Union address in 2012, and he said, let's get rid of this maze of programs and let's get to a one-stop shop for those who need assistance. We heard what he said. We'd already been working on this issue in the Higher Ed Committee, but we became even more committed to it once the president said that he was committed to it. So we are spending right now $18 billion of hardworking taxpayers' money on these programs, and they want accountability, they want to see results. And with, again, a 12% unemployment rate, but 3.6 million jobs going begging, we can show results by revising the legislation and delivering the programs that are needed. And I want to commend Northern Virginia Community College for the work it's already doing. Again, it can be a great role model for other schools and show the way to how we can improve what we're doing in workforce development. And I'm delighted to be here. Thank you.
Hello, it feels really wonderful to be here. I want to thank Leader Cantor, Chairman Klein, and Congresswoman Foxx for their leadership on this issue. I'm a new member of Congress, and in fact, I just left Ivy Tech Community College, and I was a senior vice president over workforce issues and a general counsel for the college. And it's terrific to see staff, faculty, and especially the students who are here. It is so important, and I'm so glad that you are here. Because that's what community college is all about. It is about changing lives, whether you are, a middle career person, whether you are just coming out of high school, or when I joined the community college in '07, so many adults were getting laid off of their jobs. And as we've heard, there are many jobs out there now. Some things have turned around, and while there are jobs, the number one thing that employers say is that they have a difficult time finding the skilled workforce. And community colleges know that better than anyone. You have advisory boards. You provide programs that we know employers need and demand. But yet, the workforce system, I was also a member of the state's workforce board. The workforce system, as it has been constructed in the diagram on the right, shows how complicated it is and how difficult it's been, and how individuals have to try to figure out which box, and those who administer the system have to figure out which funding stream fits for that unemployed or underemployed worker. And so with the SKILLSAct, we are streamlining those programs. We are giving, as you've heard from Congresswoman Foxx, more flexibility to local workforce boards to decide what kind of funding needs to go into what type of programs. Thrilled to just see the automotive automotive program, and we know that there are so many technical programs that need more attention, need more funding, and that we need to push those workers and those students here at the community college into those programs, like automotive, like technology, like manufacturing programs. And so I'm pleased to be a part of this bill that is going to really, we hope, reward at a higher level community colleges and give community colleges the standing they deserve in the workforce investment system, not just to be seen as another vendor providing services, to be seen as the true resource that they are with the skilled, the faculty and the staff who provide these services. So we know that community colleges change lives. We know that they are really helping turn this economy around, and so I'm very pleased to be supporting, and I'm certainly very hopeful that the SKILLS Act passes. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you very much for attending today. As a part of the workforce development system here at Northern Virginia Community College, we think that Dr. Templin and our VP, William Gary, have done a great job, and if you will, looking at a wholesome approach to workforce development. And I think any initiatives that would address those issues to the better benefit of our students and our learners here at Northern Virginia Community College would be a benefit to learning, growing, and truly addressing the demand as well as the shortages that are here in the area in terms of a truly effective workforce. So we think that workforce development overall is a comprehensive approach. It's about assessing where students are. It's about providing the resources to make it happen. It's about also having a holistic approach. And we think that the model that we have here at Northern Virginia will not only be a model here in the Northern Virginia area, but also hopefully a model for our nation in general. So just want to thank everybody for coming out today, and thank you for participating, and thank you very much.